America, America, America.
Right out in the open.
America.
For everybody to see.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Hundreds of armed federal agents and police, backed up by riot trucks, smoke grenades, and helicopters, breached fences and busted doors in an immigration raid on an entire apartment building on the city's south side. They pulled dozens of residents from their homes and zip ties, including children, some of them without any clothes. They then held some outside for hours and dragged the others into rented vans.
In one way or another, America will find a way to eliminate the problem one by one. And one by one, we are being wiped off the face of this earth at an extremely alarming rate.
Heck yeah, it's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that, a lampshade? Look at this guy. I'm just kidding, that's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun, we carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
Are you gonna work in there?
No.
Then who are you to tell us to leave?
Go back to your fucking country. Would you rather have the black president or the white president who got 1.7 billion off the price? I think they want the white guy.
America.
So this week, I took it upon myself to do a little history project. I wanted to find as many similarities between 1930s Germany and modern day 2025 America. Now, the first fact that I found interesting was that the Nazis in Germany were inspired by America, Jim Crow to be specific. They was looking at America like, man, the same way they doing them over there, this is how we need to be doing them. Now, this topic in itself is a whole video worthy. Now that I gave y'all that fact, let's get into the similarities. The first thing that comes to mind, both have polarizing, charismatic leaders. If you ever got the chance to watch any of the Mustache Man's speeches, you probably pick up on how emotional and how enthusiastic and driven his speeches are. On the other hand, Trump comes off as more calm and relaxed. Now, the thing that makes Trump so charismatic is, for one, his past. Before becoming president, I mean, pretty much every rapper used to talk about him in songs. He was always rich. And if I'm being completely honest, nobody bias. At times, Donald Trump is funny.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
With that being said, just like the Mustache Man, Trump has a cult-like following, aka the MAGA supporters. Both of these leaders have people that view them as God, their savior, and they can do absolutely no wrong.
I'd rather have Trump as a dictator than Biden any day. It's kind of obvious who knows what they're doing. There is no dictatorship with Trump.
Donald Trump, if you can hear us, please, Donald Trump, please save me. Please save me, Donald Trump, please. I'm asking you. Please save me.
Donald Trump is a type of Jesus Christ. When Jesus breathed his last breath on the cross, they took him down, they wrapped him in clothes, and they stuck him in a borrowed tomb, thinking they would never have to hear from him again, rejoicing that the Savior had been crucified once and for all. What they didn't know was 3 days later, when they went to check, the tomb was empty.
If you look at the history of Jesus, it was hundreds of years later before he was recognized, and that's probably the same thing that's going to happen to Donald Trump.
When you see him, the presence that he has in the room, the way he kind of commands the crowd, and the way that
he's been picked by God, yes.
Yeah. Trump is the closest thing to God.
Trump is the closest thing to God, really?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So you believe that Trump is picked by God?
I believe so. I believe that Trump is blessed by God. I believe that Trump has come from blessed parents. His parents worked for what they had. His parents made him, molded him to become the person that he is.
Now I want to go back to MAGA. Make America great again. Both of these leaders use the glory days, or you could just say nostalgia. So with Germany, before World War I, they were doing great. Fast forward to 1930, things were not looking so good. So a lot of the talking points that the Mustache Man used were, we're going to make Germany great again. We're going to go back to the glory days. Do you notice the pattern? Fast forward 2025, Trump's slogan is, make America great again. When was America great? I don't know. It was never really great for my people, so that saying is just, it's wild. Anyway, both of these leaders bring in a sense of nationalism, a love for one's country. And don't get me wrong, it's obviously nothing wrong with that. But with both of these leaders, there's always a distinction between the true German and the true American. The Mustache Man, he was proud with what he meant by a true German. But with Trump, he does it subliminally. Do y'all see these images right here? These are from the official U.S. Department of Labor Twitter account. Nowhere in sight site do you see a black person or an immigrant? And I mean, he could have added in one, but no, him and his followers want America for whites and whites only. It's obvious. And as you can see, this is a poster from 1930 and a current day American one. Like I said, they just keep inching further and further with this mess, man. The mask is completely off. Now, the next similarity we have is the persecution of certain groups. As we all know, Nazi Germany, they were persecuting the Jews. Now, in 2025 with America, they are persecuting the immigrants. Now, I know it's a lot of discourse going around saying that black Americans shouldn't really care about what's going on with the ICE raids. I can understand the arguments for both sides, but the same way with Nazi Germany, no one thought that it would get to the levels that it went. A lot of these people in power want this country to be white owned. And to add the icing on the cake, Trump has already hinted that he's going to start going at the citizens, and specifically black citizens.
But we also have a lot of bad people that have been here for a long time. People that whack people over the head with a baseball bat from behind when they're not looking and kill them. People that knife you when you're walking down the street. They're not new to our country. They're old to our country. Many of them were born in our country. I think we ought to get them the hell out of here too. You want to know the truth. So maybe that'll be the next job that we'll work on together. We had some bad accidents in New York. They're not accidents. They were done very much in purpose. People being pushed into a subway just before it arrives, going 40 miles an hour. And they're 10 feet away from where the thing is. You get pushed right into the face of the subway train, get whacked and killed. And these are sick people. I'd like to get them out of here too.
Now, the incident that he's talking about in New York of somebody pushing another person into a subway, that's a real case. And it was a black man that did it. And he literally stated, we're going to get these people too. Who do you think he's talking about? Now, the next similarity is the dehumanization. I'm going to use black people, for example. With the whole black fatigue trend, this is an example of dehumanization. If you can make us seem like we're so violent, we're committing all these crimes, if something happens to us, we deserved it. You know, it's actually going to make the country better getting rid of us. This trend is so dangerous, and it's just so goofy that I see other black people feeding into it, because at the end of the day, if something goes down, we're all black. Like I state time and time again, there is no such thing as black fatigue. If there's black fatigue, there's most definitely white fatigue. Most Americans, I'm going to put the percent up on the screen, don't have interactions with black people. So all of these black fatigue videos are just cherry-picked topics and videos that they're seeing online. I tell y'all this all the time, whoever controls the media controls the narrative. White people commit the same amount of crimes or even worse at higher scales. Per capita. Per capita. It doesn't matter. It's still a set amount of white people committing more crimes. Like, I don't care about no damn per capita. Anyways, this is similar to what the mustache man did back in Germany. Pushed out as much propaganda to put them in negative light. So when the event came and they did harm to them, a lot of people felt it was justified. Now, those are all of the similarities that I want to discuss, but there are countless more. What I do want to talk about now is how in 2025, Nazis are seen in positive light. Like the youth, the Gen Z, they love Nazis and the mustache man.
Buddy, it's Führer Friday. It is Hitler Friday. Shut up. It is Heil Hitler Friday. Heil Hitler. All my Nazis. Heil Hitler.
And this isn't even just streamers or social media people idolizing them. It's actual people in office.
This is insane, the biggest story in politics today, but it's also entirely expected if you've been paying attention to the Republican Party since Donald Trump got into office. Leaders of young Republican groups throughout the country worried what would happen if their Telegram chat ever got leaked. And then it got leaked. They referred to black people as this and mused about putting their political opponents in gas chambers. They talked about doing this to their enemies and driving them to do that. I can't say some of these things because of social media, but I am dedicated to not letting these people get away with it. So I'm going to show you their texts and then we're going to put a face to some of them. Right here, everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber, said PG. And that person is this guy, Peter Gunta. He was referencing a vote for him to take over this massive Republican organization, and he lost, by the way, and said anybody that votes no is going to be punished. And then BW says, when do we start bullying, dude? That guy is Bobby Walker, who has other really disgusting texts. And he says, if they vote for us, why would they be gassed? Then AK says, when do we bring that side out? That right there is Ann K. Katie. This person. And it actually gets worse. JM says, can we fix the showers? Gas chambers don't fit the blank aesthetic. That guy is Joe Maligno. And there he is right there. Vice President, Staten Island Young Republican Club. And notice all the reactions to the text messages as well. They line up with names, of course. And then Ann K. Katie also said, I'm ready to watch people, you know. William Hendricks, the Kansas Young Republicans vice chair, used these words and variations of racial slurs more than a dozen times in the chat. This is William Hendricks. You know, I'm really starting to see a theme with all these people. They all just look kind of similar, don't they? And the final one is this guy named Alex Dwyer saying, he did say my delegates I bring will vote for the most right-wing person. And then that Peter Gunta loser said, great, I love blank. And notice how Alex Dwyer put a smiley face on that text. He loved it. This is Alex Dwyer, by the way. I highly recommend you go read that Politico article because there's far more than I can fit into this one video, but it is truly appalling.
And just the final topic of this video, man, race relations in 2025 are bad. And I will say this, it's mainly on social media. A lot of these cowards do not have the balls and the guts to say these type of things in person. But guess what? The internet is real life to a lot of these people. So if they feel like this online, it can bleed over to real life. Let's take example Halloween night. There were countless people doing blackface. And I mean, come on, bro. Are we regressing?
Massa got me working. And we has never been free. That's what you white crackers don't understand. Uncle Tom's just sitting up here in his cabin trying to survive. And I got these coming after me. All these white folks was copying us like Elvis. Elvis, you know what? He was basically black. This wouldn't have been nothing. He wouldn't have been shit if it wasn't for black people, because he went to them black revivals and he really got in the spirit there. You know who's gonna win this race war when we finally get mad enough? It's gonna be the black queens. Because have you seen a Shaniqua coming? Where the f my food stamps at? Okay, y'all hate black people for real. Where the fuck are they? Like, respect black women or else. How the fuck a big one costs more but way less than my EBT, nigga?
Listen to me. History repeats itself. We got to start picking up on these small patterns. They keep throwing little shots to see how far they can go, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. This isn't to fear anybody, but I just want y'all to stay on your P's and your Q's, man. But that's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Listen, stay woke. Keep y'all eyes open. And since I brung up woke, if you don't know what it means, go check out the real definition of it, man. They done gentrified our shit.